Have you ever been drifting into a peaceful slumber when, out of nowhere, boom, some profoundly ridiculous memory from the distant past ambushes your mind, making you jolt upright just to curse at yourself?
That is literally my everyday. My brain operates as a built-in alarm clock set for 2 a.m. By day, it can't even recall my phone password, yet at midnight, it premieres a full-blown horror cinema, and the lead actor is none other than yours truly.
Spot on! The human brain truly is a master at tormenting its own master.
My most haunting recollection took place at the supermarket. I was strolling along when I spotted a back that looked exactly like my best friend's. I lunged forward, slapped them on the shoulder with a resounding Times smack, and hollered, "Hey man, cough up that bubble tea money."
And then, please don't tell me.
The person turned around, and it was a gentleman well into his 50s.
Oh no, how on earth did he react?
He furrowed his brow in deep, solemn thought, as if desperately trying to recall whether his younger self had ever left a debt of bubble tea to some random kid.
How did you salvage that catastrophe?
I scratched my head in utter mortification. I'm so sorry, sir. I mistook you for someone else." Unexpectedly, he chuckled warmly. "Well, if you're really short on cash, I wouldn't mind buying you one."
Oh, what an absolute legend! He's even wittier than you are.
In that agonizing moment, I only wished I could morph into a shopping cart and roll myself straight out the exit doors.
That's nothing! Mine was a live broadcast disaster. Back in high school, I strode up to the podium brimming with confidence to give a presentation. I fired up the first slide.
A font error?
No! Displayed in all its glory was a massive image of a sobbing cat.
Huh? Why on earth would there be a cat?
I had stayed up late working on the assignment and accidentally saved a meme file. The entire class erupted into roaring laughter for a solid minute.
What did the teacher say?
He deadpanned. Is this some sort of contemporary art introduction? I took a desperate leap of faith and replied, yes. This cat profoundly represents the immense pressure I feel before presenting.
Brilliant improvisation. You snatched victory from the jaws of defeat.
I wasn't finished. My hands were trembling so violently that I misclicked to the next slide. It was yet another cat meme.
It was over for you. You must have been the brightest, most notorious star in the entire school that day.
Achieving fame without a single drop of talent is a very real phenomenon, my friend.
But speaking of technological catastrophes, I have an epic self-destruction tale of a lifetime. I intended to text my best friend, "Tomorrow, remember to fake a medical emergency call to rescue me from the boss's meeting."
Please don't tell me you...
Exactly what you're thinking. I sent it straight into our general workgroup chat, where the boss is present.
Good heavens, did the boss reply?
The chat box fell into a dead silence for exactly 3 seconds. Then, the boss gently dropped a heart reaction, accompanied by a single line. "If you're tired, just take a day off. No need for such theatrical performances."
Mother of mercy, how did you even show up to work the next day?
I walked into the office carrying the aura of a man about to receive his termination letter. Thankfully, the boss just patted my shoulder, laughed, and said, "Next time you hatch a conspiracy, double-check your recipient."
Talk about a miraculous escape from the jaws of death.
Ever since that fateful day, I obsessively verify the recipient's name 8 times before daring to hit send.
As for me, the mere sight of the camera icon on my phone triggers a jump scare. Once, I meant to make a standard voice call, but my finger slipped into a video call. The other side picked up in a fraction of a second.
It's just a video call. What's the harm in that?
Harm? At that exact moment, I had a towel wrapped around my head, and my face was slathered in a horrifyingly bright green clay mask.
Haha, you absolutely gambled your life away.
The person on the other end froze for 2 solid seconds before asking, "Hello, are you currently cosplaying as an avocado?"
A brutally realistic inquiry.
Honestly, whenever these tragedies strike, I just want to dig a hole and bury myself deep within the earth.
Yet, a few years down the line, they magically transform into a treasure trove of comedic material for casual banter.
Time truly is a wondrous sorcerer, turning sheer humiliation into raucous laughter.
Ordinary folks accumulate wealth, while we hoard nonsensical memories. When we grow old, we should launch a grand museum of awkwardness.
Admission would be entirely free, but guaranteed to leave every visitor roaring with bellyaches of laughter.
But have you noticed? The very events we once perceived as catastrophic are now the catalysts for our friends' most joyous laughter.
Because everyone has experienced their own fair share of glitchy moments, no one is remotely perfect in this world.
Besides, the most comforting realization is everyone is too preoccupied, agonizing over their own embarrassments, to permanently remember our foolish blunders.
Hearing you say that genuinely lifts a massive weight off my shoulders.
Therefore, let us just navigate through life with cheerful exuberance.
Let's clink our glasses to that. Here's to hoping today does not spawn any fresh, humiliating memories.
Given our unparalleled level of clumsiness, I fear that's a tall order.
Oh well, we shall just let the chips fall where they may.
I have recently awakened to a profound, ultimate truth regarding the human race, my friend.
That sounds incredibly momentous. Please, enlighten me.
It turns out that adult is practically just a term designated for children who know how to pay for their own coffee.
Impeccably accurate. In our youth, we imagined adulthood would be so profoundly cool, but the reality is brutally mundane. Every morning we open our eyes, and the first question that haunts our minds is, what am I eating today?
I don't even have the luxury of contemplating food yet. The absolute first instinct upon opening my eyes is scrambling for my phone.
Checking your work messages?
Negative.
Checking the time, then.
Also negative.
Then what on earth are you checking?
Checking, to fiercely negotiate exactly how many more minutes of sleep I can squeeze out.
The classic life or death duel against the alarm clock. The alarm blares at 7 a.m., snooze. 9 minutes later, snooze again. A relentless cycle of negotiation continues until there are precisely 2 minutes left to bolt out of the house like an absolute deity.
You are not merely waking up. You are partaking in the grand championship of indoor track and field.
There are days when I'm brushing my teeth, yet my brain is consumed by sheer panic. Wait, did I turn off the fan earlier?
That's child's play. I would lock my door, take a dozen steps, and immediately pivot right back.
Forgot your keys again?
No, returning to rigorously verify if I had actually locked the door.
And what is the verdict? Was it locked?
Yes, it is undeniably locked every single time.
Then why on earth must you return?
Because my brain steadfastly refuses to trust its own self. I'd even stand there glaring intensely at the padlock for a few seconds, as if waiting for it to speak up. Dear sir, I am securely locked. Now please just go to work.
Ah, humanity creatures who live by faith, yet harbor absolute zero trust in themselves.
But life's absurdities don't end there. Do you concede that cleaning one's room is a harrowing psychological thriller?
Oh, heavens, don't even bring it up. It always begins with a blazing, fiery resolve. This will only take 10 minutes.
And 2 grueling hours later,
I find myself collapsed on the floor, deeply entranced by flipping through every single page of my elementary school photo album.
or sitting there rereading a diary from 5 years ago, doubling over in self-inflicted cringe.
Or exclaiming in pure euphoria like hitting the jackpot, just because I unearthed an item I deemed eternally lost.
In the end, the room emerges resembling a far worse disaster zone than before the purge began.
But as compensation, the soul overflows with sweet nostalgia. They call that productivity guided by spiritual energy.
That exact brand of productivity mirrors going to the supermarket. Have you ever ventured in with the sole mission to buy just 1 carton of milk?
I absolutely have.
And upon your glorious exit?
My arms are weighed down by 2 massive bulging bags. And the crowning irony, the single item I initially came for is entirely forgotten.
I genuinely wonder if supermarkets cast some dark enchantment. The moment I spot a 50% off sign, all logic and reason automatically disconnect.
I once victoriously purchased 3 exquisitely beautiful notebooks, fueled by the ironclad resolve to document a life-changing master plan.
And how many pages of greatness have you filled?
Not a single letter, because I am paralyzed by the fear that my atrocious handwriting will defile the pristine notebook.
Buying notebooks solely to preserve their flawless perfection. What about pens then?
I purchased the entire set, yet before I can even use them, I spot a far more majestic pen and buy that one too. While normal folks collect stamps, I collect motivation.
Classic move. Every single time you acquire something new, you swear a blood oath. This time, I will embrace unyielding discipline. And 1 week later, that motivation is left gathering dust in a forgotten drawer.
Life is truly a relentless sitcom. You hustle tirelessly all day, yet return home unable to recall a single meaningful accomplishment. All you know is you're profoundly exhausted and haven't replied to your messages.
Don't remind me. Reading a text and manifesting the thought, I shall reply shortly when I have a spare moment, and what is the inevitable outcome?
3 days later, you jolt up in sheer horror, finally remembering.
And what masterpiece do you draft then?
Oh gosh, I am so sorry. I just saw this message.
Even though you locked eyes with it from the very first second, that is unequivocally the most widespread deception of the 21st century.
Despite everyone fully knowing it is a blatant lie, it is universally accepted because they shamelessly deploy the exact same tactic all the time.
I have discovered that we eternally cling to the delusion that tomorrow we will metamorphose into highly disciplined superhumans.
While fiercely procrastinating today, every night we forge magnificent master plans, only to negotiate at dawn. Perhaps I'll tackle it this afternoon? Let's save it for the start of the week. The first of the month has a much better ring to it.
I'll just conquer it all at the start of the new year. And ultimately, the task remains stubbornly anchored in its original spot.
But all things considered, do you know what our most remarkable trait is?
It is that we absolutely refuse to surrender.
Precisely. We may falter and procrastinate today, but tomorrow we reignite with towering resolve. We stumble a bit, yet we stagger back onto our feet.
We are far from immaculate, but we relentlessly harbor hope that tomorrow's version of ourselves will be vastly superior to today's.
Even while knowing with absolute certainty that tomorrow morning we'll still hit snooze a dozen times, pivot back to glare at the padlock, and inexplicably purchase yet another brand new notebook.
But at the very least, we possess a boundless treasury of comedic escapades to share every time we sit down for coffee.
We may drain our coffee cups, but our reservoir of foolish chronicles will never run dry.
Life does not require perpetual flawlessness. As long as there is one sufficiently hilarious mishap each day to look back on and chuckle at by nightfall, life remains utterly endearing.
In that case, the two of us are living a profoundly high-quality existence.
Let's raise our glasses to this high-caliber foolishness.
Say, Alex, I must ask you earnestly, do you believe in love at first sight?
I absolutely do. I am an incredibly fervent believer, in fact.
Really? That doesn't sound like your usual cynical self at all.
But it is the profound love at first sight experienced by my wallet the moment I behold an item slashed by 70%.
Utter nonsense. I am speaking of genuine, heartfelt romantic affection here.
I know, just jesting. In truth, I perceive love to be extraordinarily similar to the act of ordering coffee.
Oh, what a poetic metaphor. How do those possibly correlate?
Well, you see, some souls remain eternally loyal to a single intensely bold cup of espresso their entire lives. Yet others must sample the vast spectrum, cappuccinos, lattes, milk teas, before discovering what truly resonates with their spirit.
That actually resonates with a profound sense of logic.
But the ultimate caveat is, regardless of your choice, you must never let it turn ice cold before taking a sip.
Are you implying one must nurture devotion at the opportune moment, lest the affection freezes over?
A remarkably astute interpretation.
You sound just like a seasoned psychologist, don't you? Is this wisdom forged from worldly experience, or have you simply been single since the dawn of time?
I am a professional spectator. I may be single, but I possess a spectacularly vast database of meticulous observations.
I must concede, modern romance is utterly absurd. Prior to any confession or date, the inaugural step is inevitably conducting a full background investigation on social media.
Standard CIA operative protocol. You infiltrate their Facebook, scour their Instagram, dissect every single comment, and scrutinize photos dating back 8 entire years.
I swear, the archaeological prowess of those smitten in love is 10 times swifter than my desperate search for my own house keys.
But do you grasp the most perilous hazard of all? You're passionately scrolling at 1 a.m., your finger slips, bam. You've accidentally liked a photo they published in the ancient era of 2016.
Good heavens! The heart shatters into pieces, your entire being paralyzed for 5 agonizing seconds.
In that harrowing split second, one solely wishes for arcane magic to erase their very existence from the face of the earth.
But contemplating it retrospectively, people are entangled in their own chaotic lives. It is highly unlikely they would sit and deeply analyze an accidental digital heart.
In the past, I fervently believed that being in love meant two souls had to be identical from A to Z.
And how do you see it now?
Now, I perceive that total uniformity is unnecessary. Simply harboring mutual understanding and a deep reverence for each other's variances is wholly sufficient.
Precisely! For instance, if I adore nonsensical comedies and my partner craves mind-bending detective thrillers, we can each indulge in our own genres, then gather in the evening over a sweet dessert and narrate our tales. That sounds infinitely more joyful.
Do you harbor any extraordinarily specific standards for your other half?
I yearn for someone who genuinely knows how to listen. The absolute core requirement is that while I am speaking, they aren't incessantly swiping away on their phone.
In this modern age, that trait has morphed into an exceptionally rare commodity. As for my standard, it is profoundly simple, knowing how to laugh.
Just that alone? I assumed every living soul knew how to laugh.
No, it is the profound ability to laugh alongside me, rather than laughing in my face whenever I commit an act of foolishness.
Ah, the art of the redeeming laugh to salvage your partner's burning embarrassment. That sounds remarkably heartwarming.
Do you theorize that finding the right person magically renders life 100% effortless?
Such fantasies do not exist. Even bowls stacked in a cabinet clash, let alone two entirely separate human beings. Discord is an absolute inevitability.
Yet the ultimate crux lies in the attitude one adopts when the storm hits, correct?
Impeccably stated. It is not a battlefield to determine who emerges victorious and who perishes, but rather two souls interlacing their hands to conquer the issue together.
A shared triumph. I find that phrase wonderfully compelling.
Furthermore, one must never painfully contort themselves into a flawless incarnation merely to secure someone's affection. Just remain unapologetically yourself.
You can sustain an act for a day or two, but how could one possibly maintain a theatrical facade for an entire lifetime?
Precisely. It is infinitely better to have someone cherish your slightly clumsy authenticity than to have them captivated by an immaculate staged persona.
Reflecting upon it, romance and friendship share the exact same foundation. They both fundamentally demand absolute trust, profound reverence, unwavering patience, and an abundance of resounding laughter.
Do you know what I cherish most about these intimate coffee rendezvous?
The exquisite coffee and the remarkably tranquil ambience?
That is merely a fraction of it. The true essence is that these deeply authentic dialogues allow me to fathom my own soul better, rendering the immense weight of life wondrously light.
I've made a sharp observation. Our last 3 coffee encounters all followed a rather farcical motif.
What specific motif?
Commencing with spectacularly foolish tales of self-destruction, only to culminate in unexpectedly profound philosophies.
That phenomenon is titled Laughing to the Absolute Brink of Breathlessness, only to awaken to the realization that we've absorbed a magnificent life lesson.
I desperately hope that in the future, even if we are blindingly overwhelmed by the ceaseless grind of our careers,
we will both fiercely carve out an afternoon to sit back, sip our coffee, and converse with this exact, unhurried grace.
Consider this a forewarning. Next time we meet, please refrain from forging any more disastrous video call memories whilst wearing a terrifying green mask.
I swear it, though I make zero guarantees. Because who is to say I won't manifest an entirely new, infinitely more humiliating and hilarious catastrophe?
You truly never fail to astound me. As for me, I vow to permanently cease demanding bubble tea debts from total strangers in the aisles of supermarkets.
Hoist your coffee cup high.
Here is to a magnificent life, forever overflowing with roaring laughter, eternally graced by fiercely loyal friends.
And if true romance ever knocks upon our doors, I pray we both possess the radiant warmth to welcome it with our most dazzling smiles.
An exquisitely beautiful curtain call for our glorious afternoon.
Oh, this is by no means the curtain call.
What is it then?
It is merely the draining of today's coffee cup, setting the spectacular stage for the fascinating sagas yet to come.
Cheers to that.